Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. Today is September 3rd, 2024. This is the daily read for the collective. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter where you're located. As far as the date is right, hopefully this will be helpful for you. Eight of Swords energy is usually about fear, restrictions, um, not able to walk away from a situation because of ourselves. We are fearful of the change, fearful of the reality, fearful of the situation, so we refuse to walk away from a situation. If this is about improving our lives today, then this is a day for us to examine what will be the most frightening thing we have to face in our lives. Probably not only the most frightening, but there are small things, big things in our lives that we feel fear about. It can be any kinds of barriers in our lives. It can be work related, it can be love related, it can be definitely related to our own ego. Um, and we have to examine these kind of tendencies and find the solutions to get it resolved. Eight of Swords energy is also about interference. Maybe we are trying to do this, do that, but somehow something gets into our way and we just have to reconfigure and um, reorganize the way we do the things. Maybe the order has to be rearranged. Um, uh, Maybe something out of the blue that kind of affects our progress. So let's say if you're someone who works in an industry that really concerned about the precision, the timing, um, please be aware the procedures today might be a little bit tricky. Um, uh, we need to prepare for whatever things that might happen. Um, I know some of you might say, okay, if we put into more resources and time to create a plan B, and if something is not gonna happen, then what for? Um, but you know what? There's always a saying that is better safe than sorry. Then if this is the case, then it is still better to have a plan B. Even though eventually you might not need to utilize this plan B, but still in the process of brainstorming for an alternative way of doing things will always be beneficial. So um, if your work is very precision oriented, then you have to be very careful because uh, some interference can happen that can actually affect the progress. So you need to be prepared for this possibility. Eight of Swords energy is also about something that we refuse to look at. Perhaps that we are refusing to deal with some people, some matters in our lives. But today is a day that we need to look into it and ask ourselves, is there any other ways that we can deal with it so we can be less restrictive? And one of the most important questions that we can ask ourselves today is to see we are if we are actually out of options, or we actually have options but we just don't want to take those options. So um sometimes I realize the fact that even though we sometimes can predict something that can happen, but that doesn't mean we can always have the power to change it. But at least if we know this ahead of time, then we can be less, um, you know, uh, we can be more emotionally stable because we know something's gonna come up, and then, um, and if something does happen, then we won't need to worry too much. Um, so basically, I would say today's a day to try to turn loose of what we fear about. Um, if we cannot turn loose immediately, at least we can think about it and then realize the fact that there are things that are interfering our lives, um, and we can plan for a timing to actually really release ourselves from a situation. So this is my read for the collective. If you like the video, please consider liking and subscribing. I really appreciate your time and participation. So I'll talk to you next time. Take care. Have a great day.